This is a little retrospective video about a problem that we had with the carburettor on this Tohatsu engine. Getting the carburettor off is typically awkward because to access the nuts on the starboard side, or the nut on the starboard side, you have to first remove this plate which holds up the electrical gubbins, which is held to the base of the motor with three 10mm headed screws, for which you will need a long quarter drive extension, and you need to expect at least two of those 10mm headed screws to shear off and therefore need drilling out and replacing. Before we start, I have something to say about rubber hoses. When you're working on rubber hoses, especially ones that go onto plastic parts, but ones that go onto other things too that might be brittle, if you just pull them to get them off, you will most likely break the barb off, the hose barb off. To loosen them, try gripping them with something appropriate and turning them like that, because the rubber seems to glue itself onto the hose barb. This also goes for things like radiator hoses on vehicles. Twist them before you pull them. If they still don't, then take a knife and pare the hose away, certainly through the braided part. And then you can remove your component without breaking the important barb off. Anyway, with this engine we had a spark and we seemed to have a fuel starvation problem because it wouldn't start, and it said something in the manual about if these engines are left standing with fuel in, the float chamber valve may stick. In 50 years of tinkering with small engines, it's not a problem that I have come across before, but we certainly had the problem with this one. So we take the float off by undoing that number 2 JIS screw. Phillips will fit. Now when I did this the first time, this needle was stuck solid in its seat, absolutely solid. And the needle is held on to the float with a little spring there. So we had to wriggle the float off the spring. Then we removed the spring from the needle. Just slides off actually, like that. And then, thankfully this needle isn't a spring-loaded thing. I managed to grasp it with some little pincers, they're actually dentist's pincers that I used, and turn it and twist it and wriggle it until I got it out. And that was our problem. On this engine we still have a low RPM problem, so I'm suspecting a blocked pilot jet. Couldn't see one, and the pilot jet is underneath that cover, so it must draw fuel up through the main jet and then sideways into this orifice, and then the pilot jet is way down there. So those two orifices, both the small one and the hole in the pilot jet, need cleaning out. First I'm going to try and squirt a bit of acetone through just to see if everything's clear. I've taken the pilot jet out and you can see that it was horribly blocked, and this debris, this grey dust, is the rubbish from inside that jet. And I think that the holes are probably, I could see through them, but I think they were probably intermittently blocking. Now on this particular engine, the jets draw the fuel in from the bottom of the carburettor here and take it up those orifices, and it comes down into the venturi at the top of the carburettor from various places. To clean those orifices out thoroughly, we would have to take the Welsh plugs and pins out, which would be extremely difficult. So I've squirted some acetone up there, and then we're going to blow it out with compressed air and hope for the best. Now I have taken the main jet assembly out as well, and it's just as dirty as the pilot jet. It came out mercifully easily. Sometimes these things are really difficult to get out. So I'm going to clean it and put it back in, and let's just hope this boat runs properly. I'm not using my own tools today. I'm just having to use what I can find. All this grey filth is what's coming out of the inside of the main jet tube. So compressed air and cleaning fluid and gentle clean on the outside and clean all those little holes out. We should be on our way. There are lots of little holes up the side of this tube, and as I said, I'm not using proper tools today. I'm not using my tools. I've managed to run a dressmaking needle through them to clean them out. You shouldn't really use mechanical means on things like this, but needs must when the devil drives. And all those grey deposits on my fingers are all the rubbish that has come out of this tube. So now it's all back together, and we should be able to go fishing. Go in again, John?
Yeah.
Carburettor tools. One thing that would have helped me with that carburettor job was one of these little brass wire brushes. I bought one the next day at the car boot sale where I was working, shutting the stable door when the horse had gone. And the other thing that would have really helped would have been the ultrasonic cleaner, in which I find this carburettor cleaning solution really good. It gets into all the nooks and crannies and tubes that you can't get to, and really does help to clean these carbs out. Modern petrol is horrible stuff, and unless an engine is used frequently, it does tend to leave all those horrible deposits inside. For an early diagnosis of this problem, you would pull the pipe off the petrol pump at the carburettor and make sure it was pumping fuel to the carburettor. If it is, you can then take the drain plug out of the bottom of the float chamber, and if there's no petrol getting in there, there's your problem. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you find this helpful. Good luck.